Happy Friday to everyone out there on Twitch or YouTube, wherever you watch this. I hope you had a wonderful week. It's Friday evening here, 6 p.m. Eastern. I am Jaybird the Word, and I play games and spread joy. So, if you're new to the channel, on Fridays I have a little fun hanging out with chat, just seeing how their weeks went, and then opening a game or two from my game shelf that are new to me games that I have yet to unwrap. So that's what we're doing tonight. If you also follow my channel, you'll know that on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Central, not Central, Eastern, sorry about that, I play games, analog games, tabletop games, board games, here on Twitch for about an hour and a half, 2 hours each Monday night. Typically games that you can help me choose my next move, or you can play along with at home if you have your own copy, or I will link PDFs to where you can print something out and play along as well. Or you can also follow me on YouTube at Play Games Spread Joy with Jaybird the Word, where you can watch all of this later, try the games out, learn how to play, see what's in the boxes of the games I'm unwrapping, and in general just learn more about games, because it's my favorite hobby. So I want to spread the joy that I experience within the hobby with you. So, of course, like I said, today is Friday. I had a wonderful week. A little busy because of work, but beyond work, I had a great week hanging out with friends, playing some games, and in general just getting ready for the summer. So on Monday night, you'll know that I streamed Cartographers from Thunderworks Games. We played 2 games of that A and B side of the map, which I'll be getting uploaded to YouTube this weekend. And it's Kidsplaining. Hello, hello, how are you today? I hope your week was wonderful. What are y'all up to today, and what videos have y'all been working on lately? Because y'all are always playing games. So I'm not sure if you've made it to my Friday night streams before. On Friday nights, I hang out with chat, just kind of talk about how the week went, what we've been playing, and then I unbox a game or two. And this week's selection, let me show you in the corner. It's all about sea-based games. So I got Seafall, Islebound, Shipwrights of the North Sea, and Embark. So I try to pick a small theme for each week. Last week was all about expansions. This week it's sea-based games. Been busy, but good, creating YouTube thumbnails now, and we're going to play Quest of Yore tonight. Awesome. I don't know much about Quest of Yore, but I'm sure if y'all are playing it and going over it, it must be a wonderful game. And I'll be hearing more about it soon. Played Ice Cold for the first time. Oh, that's always an interesting one to play. It's either you're really good at it or really hard and don't do well because of the way those little penguins get flicked and roll around the board. But I have played that with my niece and nephew before, and they had a lot of fun with it. So I'm sure your boys had a lot of fun with it as well. But yeah, your YouTube thumbnails are always a lot more impressive than anything I can do. You spend a lot more time and better programming. I use free programs to edit my stuff. But yeah, so let's see. I was talking about Monday, we played Cartographers. Wish you could have played along with me. Hopefully I'll get it uploaded to YouTube this weekend and you can try to beat my score. And then Tuesday night with Chris, we would have played D&D, but it got canceled, so instead we played Left 4 Dead 2. Had a little fun shooting things badly. We played like on regular difficulty, and at like the last level we had to switch to easy, just a chance to actually beat the game. Wednesday night I had an in-person game night with Chelsea. For those who know, Chelka loves board games on Instagram. We have a weekly game night now that she hosts. And what's the name of the game we played? We played, it essentially ended up being a war game. Let me get the name of it. It was Heavy Hitters, where you're basically playing as mechs going through the city, trying to kill other players' mechs or destroy enough buildings. Score 17, 19, 20, and 24. Ooh, nice. Nice and close. Keeps it interesting. But it's exciting that you won. And let's see. So yeah, Wednesday we played Heavy Hitters. That ended up being like a 3 to 4 hour game just because we learned it that night too. Use Procreate. I'll have to look into that. Well, for one, I don't have an iPad or anything to doodle on, so I'll have to see how well it works just on the computer. And then let's see. Last night, me and Chris played Chai T for 2, which I believe I've seen y'all have as well. But yeah, me and Chris really enjoyed playing that. He thought he had won, but then we realized he missed a rule, probably bought one too many cards, and lost by 2 points. So he's a bit steamed on that one. But we always have fun playing together on his stream. We don't often get to play just 2-player games. So that was definitely a joy last night, just to hang out and relax after a long day of work. And then tonight we get to unbox games. So whoever is in chat gets to help me pick what they want me to unbox next. So Seafall is several years old at this point. It's actually a legacy game. It's gotten a lot of mixed reviews, especially as far as a legacy game goes. The balance on it, I think I've read, is not as close as a lot of other legacy games. So you might get one person that's getting way ahead, or you're making mistakes in early plays of it that hinder you for the rest of the play. But I might just open it up and see what kind of pieces are inside, because it supposedly has a lot of great pieces. Everyone knows about Shipwrights, at least it's part of the series from Renegade Games. I have not played much of the series yet, so Chris keeps telling me I should be opening Islebound. Every time it's been on the list 2 or 3 times now to unbox on Fridays, but chat doesn't pick it. Chris keeps telling me on Instagram to open it up, but he doesn't show up here. So if he shows up, he might vote for it. And then Embark, I don't know as much about. But yeah, so whoever is in chat gets to help me pick which one I'll unbox. So if you have a vote or a choice, let me know which one you want to see, because the others pretty much go back to the shelf for another Friday. If you have questions about it before we choose, feel free to post it. If you have plans about what you're going to play this weekend, let us know. I know this weekend I'll be doing quite a bit of video editing for Quests and Cannons, which I know Kidsplaining y'all recently got the prototype copy in to start shooting last weekend. So yeah, my weekend's going to be a lot of editing on that, because I did some solo playthroughs, top-down video stuff, and a lot of extra shoots on it. So I had like 3 hours of video to parse down. So your vote is Islebound. So we'll center that. So that'll make Chris happy. I'll send him a recording when we're done. Be like, hey, you get to actually see what's in the game. When I sorted all of my games last weekend and created my purge list, Chris immediately was like, hey, is Islebound on the list? The stream keeps cutting in and out. I wonder why. I'm getting slight notifications that I might be having dropped frames. Hopefully, I'm not having too big of issues, because I didn't change anything that I usually use. I'll keep an eye on it. I wonder what. Says my stream quality is good, so we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it, but thanks for letting me know. Wonder what was going on. Like, I don't run anything else in the background, so it minimizes potential for drop. But we'll see what happens. It's computer fun. You never know when something's gonna go wrong with the internet or whatnot. So we try. So yeah, we'll open Islebound, and then Chris will get to see it. He actually thought it was on my purge list, and he's like, I'll take it. I was like, that's not actually on the list right now. So, Islebound, from Ryan, Lockett, Red Raven Games. Player count, 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, approximately 90 minutes. So let's switch over so y'all can actually see what's in the box. See how well it opens. Nice tight fitting lid, which is always nice, so you're not as likely to have parts fall out. Of course, every good game needs a good rule book, and it should always be on top, because you need to learn how to play before you actually play. So let's see. Oh, that's always nice. First thing, how do you win? That's always one of the first things. So I haven't played any Red Raven games. I feel I have, but I'm bad at remembering who makes what games, so I'd have to look up what I've played by them. Okay, nice. And now we got components, what we should expect to find in the box. Nice layout, telling you exactly how many pieces of each. It's always useful, especially when you're repacking games and if you're likely to drop things on the floor or lose pieces. It's great to know what you need to find. It's a good setup. Writing's a little small on some of these paragraphs for those who care. I can pretty easily read it. But for some people, they like larger writing. But good arrows and everything showing what it's talking about. Players' turns. Let's see if there's anything special we need. So game ends. Special actions. Looks like it goes into good detail about special things, so that's helpful. Detailing the boards, availability, symbols, good clarifications and terminology, variants, and then crew and above and below. Okay, so if I remember, so it's Red Raven does above and below, and what's the other one? Near and far. I looked back on my shelf because they're together. Okay, and then the back has an index, the terms for each of the iconography, which is nice, and then a quick turn structure, so it's easy to quick reference, which is always very helpful. Okay, so it looks like 1, 2. So these look like player boards. Only one-sided. Back just has some simple light art. Decent thickness cardboard, so they're not cards, they are actual player boards. And of course the punch board. Ooh, see how we can get this out. How many punch boards we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 punch boards. Lay those out. Okay, looks like we got a main board for laying out cards. The print actually wraps the edge a little bit. We're gonna have some card decks we get to open. Player pieces, dice, baggies, and standees. So I'll put the box aside for now. First off, I want to look at the dice. So I'm going to turn on a little detail cam for y'all. Some nice turquoise looking dice that kind of really make you think of the sea and the aqua color of it. These are about the same size of the dice that you'll find in, I believe it's Sagrada, has this size dice. Definitely smaller than your regular dice, but not way too small by any means. Get a quick look at the components. They said it's 4 players, so we got 4 bags of cubes that are 4 different player colors. Blue, red, green, and yellow. Pretty standard. Oh, we got a raid coming in. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? For those who don't know, I am Jaybird the Word. I like to play games and spread joy. So I hope this week finds you doing well. Yeah, so I've been having a few drop frames today. Hopefully the stream does not crash too much on you. But welcome, welcome. So on Fridays, I do Unboxing the Week, where I hang out with chat, see how everyone's week was going, what you've been playing and doing, and then I unbox a game. Today, we're actually unboxing Islebound from Red Raven Games. So let me know what you've been playing in chat, what you've been doing lately, what you're planning to play this weekend. Talk about your favorite games. Let me know, because I love to talk about games, show them off. And currently this week I hit just over 50 followers, so I'm pushing to increase my viewer count so I can hit that affiliate. So Geeky Girl Gamer has been playing Firefly this week, still set up on the table. Nice. It's always great when you have a table you can leave a game set up on and keep coming back to it. We have Rev Mike Perkins in the chat as well, along with the Game Cupboard and MX Siphon. And then Linferno59 has been playing Escape the Curse of the Temple. Oh, the zombie version. Nice. I've not tried the zombie version yet. Yeah, the timed games, real-time games, that one works really well because it's co-op, and the way you play it together just works really well. Like, even though it's hectic, it just balances itself so well. I do need to try the zombie one. And I like how they have like the soundtracks for it and stuff too. Did they do a new soundtrack for the zombie version? Let me know. And then Rev Mike Perkins played Pandemic Iberia yesterday, but lost very bad. Well, that does sometimes happen with the pandemic. You can't always lose or win perfectly every time, but as long as you had fun trying is what matters the most, and enjoyed your time with whoever you played with. So I was talking about how this game is 2 to 4 players, has 4 different colors, red, blue, green, and yellow. And then it has these aqua turquoise style dice. So you can see these different colors. Now, I don't have like the color blind friendly app on me right now to see how well these colors would differentiate if they were black and white. Okay, and the zombie version has a new soundtrack. It's 15 minutes instead of 10, and lots of punching zombies. Nice. I need to look into that. I unfortunately did not have anyone to play the regular Escape the Curse of the Temple version for a while, and it happened to get purged at one point before I moved. But that is a game I need to look into getting again now that game nights are happening again, and I have a group that might be willing to play it. So let's see, what do we got next? So we have talked about, this is the main board where you can place cards that it comes with. We got some tracker tokens. And we got some decks of cards. I do first notice, this will bother some people, each of these decks is already curved. I don't know if it's how long it's been sitting in the box and wrapped. To me, it doesn't matter as much as long as they're all the same shape and not just one or two cards, but this could bother some people. Just check your heart rate from your stream 130. Of course. What were you playing or doing that elevated your heart rate so much? Was it kind of like the zombie game or something, or was it something else? Were you playing a video game that increased it? So let's see what's in these card packs now. I'm gonna move this stuff. Bonkers are set on a boost alert. Glad you didn't play it, yeah. Well, I would say be careful if you decide to follow me then, because I have just a quick, not super loud, but a quick yes for those who follow, because I appreciate anyone who follows, but if your heart rate's still a bit up there, we may, exactly, yes indeed, thanks for the follow. Well, hopefully that plays on your end. That's a sound alert I've been working on setting up. And then once I hit affiliate, which hopefully with everyone hanging out here today, I can get my viewership average up high enough that I can hit affiliate, start setting extra things for everyone that's watching, from polls to channel points as well, and fun things with that. So let's see what these cards are. The small cards, I'll show real quick. Let's switch the view so y'all have a better detail of them. So the back of the smaller card has the sailing boat, kind of like the cover of the box art, as you can see. And these have, I don't know the name of these types of what these cards do, so I won't assume what they are, but definitely interesting. We got like a sea creature, and then someone holding a sword. I don't know if these were supposed to be in a certain order, because I'm taking them off the stack, and it's like one of them, two of them, one of them, two of them. But they all seem to have the same dice numbers on them. Oh, we got a different sea creature now. A different background color, and actually named. So it makes you wonder what importance that has in the game. So again, this is an unboxing. I know pretty much nothing about the game, so I'm going into it blind just to check out components, first impressions. But if you know about the game and you know the name of some of these components or what they represent, feel free to chime in. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the artwork. It's very detailed, but not like so in your face, over the top vibrant. It's kind of that subtle detail that the more you look, the more you see that they put into it. Okay, and both of these two, looks like, maybe not both. So I like to talk about, like, when you have cards and you have decks in a box, if they're easy to open, or you're likely to damage them if you have to take a knife to the package. Which is interesting, because one of these packs has the quick release on it. The second pack of regular size cards does not, which I find really interesting, because typically you find either all of them do or all of them don't. Did I make affiliate? Are you asking me, or were you asking someone else in chat, just to make sure? If you're asking me, I hit my follower level just last week. So I'm at like just over the 50 followers, but my viewership average needs to go up, because I had a few streams where not as many viewers, and so it dropped the average just under what I needed for the 30 days, which it's not a huge deal. So that's what I'm working on right now, is keeping my viewership up for a couple of streams and hopefully hitting it this week or the beginning of next week. So I will have to take a knife to this package of one of the cards. Hopefully I can find a corner of it and not catch a card at all. There we go. Well, I appreciate that. Everything helps. Of course, ultimately, for me, hitting affiliate is more about supporting the followers and the viewers, and that they have the channel points and more fun things to interact with, as opposed to necessarily, because I don't really need the I just drew a complete blank. It's not the followers, it's the subscriptions. Like, for me, showing off games on here isn't about getting money later for subscriptions. It's about, really, I want to play games and spread joy however I can, and this is just another outlet for me on it. Oh, so you just hit affiliate on Monday. Well, that's awesome. Okay, so this deck that I just opened has a couple different card backs. So we have, again, the boat, and then we have cards with the wave. Oh, we got waves. We got, looks like kind of like a bugle. They're mixed together, so it's may or may not supposed to separate these, but if not, I'll look at the rulebook later and sort them back how they're supposed to. Oh, yep, missed a few bugles. Game covered. Fingers crossed for me. Thank you very much. We wish we can jump in more often. Time zones. Of course, I understand the time zones, and occasionally, like a lot of the people that I like to support too, either stream at the same time. So a lot of it is that back and forth where we raid into each other is also helpful as well and appreciated. Like, one thing I found useful especially during the weekends, because there's so many streamers on the weekend now, especially from the different time zones that during the weekend like to raid into each other. I've left my computer on overnight, basically watching one on, kind of just lurking for the viewership, and everyone raids so much, the next morning it's still watching someone. So it's just kind of that, hey, help share the love by raiding into someone else and continuing it on, and either showing off someone you don't know or that could use some more viewers. Like, it's so great to just be such a great community. So let's see what these cards do. So there's 4 of these type of cards back. There might be more in this deck, most likely. So let's see what's on the bugle cards. So it looks like they each have some different names. We have a brag of your learning. So it's like you get a banner of some sort based on how many books you have. It looks like the banners might be the points in this game, potentially. Because we have brag of your friends, banners per cube you have on the influence track, brag of your reach, banners with per towns you control, brag of your control, banners per seaboard where you control more towns than any player, brag of your city, banners per, looks like city on your own, brag of your crew, brag of your supplies, and brag of your pirates. So I kind of wonder if these are like private objectives, public objectives. So that'll be fun to learn more about the game at some point. Okay, so now the wave cards. These all look to have names as well. And it looks like these names have like little quotes, if you like, a little flavor text. It looks like a lot of these cards have that. So this next card, Rock Slide. A princess from a well-known royal family sends word to you. I'm traveling to Merlia and need someone to guard me. And so you're basically paying for one, looks like escort, whatever. So hopefully some of that flavor text helps you draw into the game and the theme they have. And a lot of these have costs to play these cards. So I'll try to open up this next one now, and let's show off those first 4 cards that had the sea boat on the back. I should be able to fit a couple in frame while I open this next one. Of course, if you have any questions about anything you're seeing, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to take more time with a specific item. I know some people care about quality of certain things, like I'll go over how the punch boards punch, how clean they punch. Everyone likes different things out of an unboxing. I'm here just to hang out, have fun with it, and answer any questions you have, of course. There we go. I do like that set of cards had that easy peel opening. So there's a first player boat right there. And then they're mixed. Okay, so we have a couple more of these. It looks like reference cards. Let me sort them out real quick. I don't know if these are what these are for. I don't know if they're intended to be reference cards or something else, because there's actually 5 of these, front and back printed with iconography and certain movement things, but there's 5 of them, and it's a 4-player game. And Rev Mike, the artwork and style look a bit similar to Above and Below, which is great. Yeah, so I actually have not played Above and Below yet, but this is from Red Ravens Games, which I believe also makes Above and Below and Near and Far. Which I have both of those games on my shelf, and I'm ready to play them now that game groups have started back up and we can play in person again. Because I don't believe either of those have solo. I could be wrong. But yeah, definitely the art style that they used, even if the colors are different, is definitely in that same realm. We'll take a look at some more of these cards with that ship back. Again, I don't know what these do in the game. Just cool to see the artwork, see some of the special effects that they do, and kind of guess at what we're doing. So like these are like special things. I don't know if they're scoring based, because they do have numbers on the banners, and you're paying certain things either less or gaining benefits. So I wonder if you gain these cards into your own personal city or town. Because we have stuff like the Serpent Breeders, Market, we have a library. There better be games in that library, because that's what we want, right? We're playing games. So we have a School of War, a Miracle Hut, a bank, a mercenary guild. So at first glance, as I pull through these, it does look like all of these cards have different names and slightly different art for each building. And being that this probably has, I could probably check the rulebook to see exactly how many there are, but it feels like there's at least 30 to 40 of those cards. 35 buildings. So yeah, looks like there's all 35 of those look to be completely different, with different effects and art and a variety of points. So that was most of the cards. Let's see. Yeah, we can go to the punch stuff now. I'll move all the cards and stuff over here out of the way, and I'll switch the view to be able to punch. Let's go back over here. the punch. So the punch boards, we had 6 total boards. 4 of them were the exact same, and the shapes and everything being punched from them. So let's see how easily they punch. The big shape is almost falling out. It comes out really easily. Check for tabs, tab edges. Very small tab on it. Almost nothing. So you're not going to have a big tab sticking off the edge of the board where they connect and interfering. This is double-sided. I'm trying to tell if they're different at all. 411, the grotto. They do look to be slightly different. Maybe it's an easy or a hard side. I'll have to look in the rules later to see how they differ. So now the key is how some of these smaller odd shapes punch. So nice, clear, crisp punch. Very small tab again. It does not seem like there's going to be a risk of tearing, which is always nice. See if you can hear that. So you can probably hear how crisp that snap is when you're punching it. Got some fun fish tokens. I'll leave one right there. And kind of like the above and below, near and far, it looks like there's almost like small character style cards. They're being punched. Well, tokens, which I believe, because it had a small bag of, there it is, standee bases, it looks like you get to use them and stand them up on end in this game. Got some different coins, single copper gold looking ones, and then these silvers that have a 5 on them. Yeah, so you can see how much that just fell out by itself. So you know if they either used a knife punch or a laser. It actually went all the way through without issues. They didn't only go partially through where you're susceptible to tearing. Which I've had some games that do not get cut correctly and tear upon punching. So that's why I typically comment about it. So this island board has a rat's nest, a borsum, a zillium, and while the pictures for the background island board appear to be the same, I'm trying to tell if, yeah, so the resources at those islands are what differs. Do some quick sorting as we punch. So we also got some book tokens. Is there any special games y'all plan to play this weekend that y'all look forward to learning or learning about, trying out anything new on your list? Or are you going to play some old favorites? And we have a Morlem, Stratic, and Gurnal on this one. Oh, and again, that one falls out with the Underval, Sun's Rest, and Forworld. It also looks like there's a decent variety of representation on these character standee tokens. I don't know the exact split, but as you can see, I'm already seeing a nice variety along with some animal types as well. Because I know this day and age, a Representation, of course, matters to be more inclusive in the industry. So a friend bought Centurini for us a little while ago. Looking forward to learning that. Nice. That is one I still need to try as well. So I do hope you enjoy it. There's so many games now. It's like we can't try them all. So we like to tell each other about them and kind of be like, hey, this might be something you enjoy, something worth buying, being in your collection, or whatever you like to call all the games you have. Some people call it collection, some don't, because some don't want it to sound like I just collect games and don't play. So these are a different shape. It looks like they fit kind of around the ends of the island a certain way, so I wonder what layout for the whole shape is. More fish. Oh, it might be wrong in that these don't actually go on the standees. They may stay lying flat on the board because now we have actual ships that are wide enough for the standee bases and have colors that match the wood tokens we looked at earlier. So I could be wrong. It may be these boats that actually get these standee bases. That's the fun of opening a box and exploring all the components, is figuring out where you might be wrong and what you might learn about it. Punch, punch. A few more fish, a few more bigger ones. And this is the last board piece, last punch board. Let me reach down and get the bottom of the box. Now some people care about inserts, some people don't. This one has a very simple folded cardboard insert that pieces are likely to move around in. But on the bright side is they did pack quite a few Ziplocs into it. So at least you can sort the different types of tokens into different Ziplocs, potentially even room for cards in their own. So that's the plus side, because there's definitely going to be some movement of parts. It does appear that with all the player boards and stuff stacked, it will keep the majority of those components fit into those slots underneath, but you do not have specific slots for every type of component. I will let you decide how much you care about that, because each game I find is different and having the value of a custom insert or not. But yeah, so the rest of this is basically just sorting pieces, sorting them into baggies, and seeing how, and then getting it back into the box later. I'm not sure I have time for a whole nother unboxing tonight. So you're saying you think Small World is your favorite insert with all the slots for all the tiny components. It's so pleasing. I have Small World, but because I traded for it with someone that had a lot of the expansions, it no longer had an insert. And so I'm not sure how that one looks, but I'll definitely have to look into it. I'm trying to think of what my favorite inserts are, because typically, because I used to travel with games a lot, I would pack them down, kind of taking out inserts and Ziploc everything. I'm trying to think which insert I like the best. Of course, Villainous has some great inserts because it has slots for each individual little mini that you have, plus how it's shaped so it keeps everything in place. But yeah, once I typically box everything up, at least when I have time to box everything up on stream, I'll do a shake test where I actually put it all back, close the box, and shake it, turn it upside down. Kind of do worst case scenario of putting it on your shelf, and will things stay in place? Because some games will not stay together in the box, and they still fall out of inserts. But with all the Ziplocs that this came with, I'm not, as a afraid of having an issue with that, which is the bright side. So what I think I'll do, because Friday nights are typically about an hour for me. I'm a little ahead of schedule tonight, which is not a big deal. I think we can find if someone else is streaming and get ready to raid them as well and share the love forward as y'all have done for me. But before we do that, I want to thank you for showing up. Like I said, I'm Jaybird the Word, play games, spread joy. I stream on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, where I play tabletop games. Typically the physical game, where it's either a game that you can play along at home as you watch, kind of like Cartographers. I've done a couple of other roll and writes, where I play a slightly bigger game, solo mode, where you can help me decide what moves I make. You can talk to me about strategies and say, hey, why don't we do this or that? I've played Legendary 007, where we played as James Bond. It was the deck builder, kind of like the Marvel one, and a couple other games. Let's see, Princess Bride we did. So yeah, if you have suggestions of games you want to see on Monday nights, feel free to let me know. Games you want to see unboxed, let me know. Typically, I will present about 4 or 5 options each Friday. Chat gets to help me pick. Kidsplaining helped me pick Islebound at the beginning of today's stream. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I typically post the schedule and kind of the day before kind of post the options for what I'll be unboxing as well and what I'll be playing the day before on Mondays. I also join the Charity Board Gamer on Tuesday nights, where we have a D&D campaign going at 9 p.m. And Thursday nights he does after the show, where we play games with the board game family that he has a Discord of, and sometimes it is kind of a party style game where we play it on Zoom. We'll show off games on Tabletopia and Tabletop Simulator and the like. Yes, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. So if you have any suggestions on who we should raid tonight, let me know. I will try to go see who's streaming right now. I like to find someone that can use a few more followers and viewers as well. So I'll try to see who's on. I know I raid Jess_CCG quite a bit. She's wonderful to watch, and I've joined her on stream before as well. She's doing Clink in Space Digital. Panic Games is playing Kung Fu Zoo. I appreciate that, Rev Mike. I found that it being my favorite hobby, and we could all use a little bit more joy in our lives, it seemed like the perfect slogan for me to use. So would y'all like to see someone playing Welcome to New Las Vegas, Clink in Space, or Kung Fu Zoo? Take your pick, and then we'll get ready to raid. Kung Fu Zoo. I don't know much about it either, but they could use the viewers, so we'll get ready to raid. Panic then. So, thank you for showing up tonight. I appreciate everyone here. Thank you for chatting along. I really do appreciate that. I'm really just having fun hanging out, and the more people that show up, the better it makes it. So it wouldn't be anything without y'all here. So let's get that raid ready. And I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And as always, play games and spread joy.